Hello, good morning and welcome everybody. I recently woke up, so sorry about the silence in the beginning of the stream and the lack of music and everything kind of going a little bit weird and a little bit sideways. But I have essentially been a little bit distracted and it's quite interesting to see. We're going to keep a little bit of background music, guys, just to kind of fill the mood while we do a lot of watching. Just for those of you who are joining us now, be prepared, there may be quite a bit of watching, where we just sit and we watch. However, we have reached a magical number. I should probably close half of these crazy links that I have at the top here. This is from our various sessions yesterday. And I think that's enough. So, welcome everybody. It's just me flying solo because we didn't actually arrange this, we didn't actually organize anything at all, and as a result I just kind of decided, we need to come online and check in with you guys and try and work out where BTC is gonna go, because it's actually hit quite a crucial point. If you guys remember, we had our buy orders at 10,040 and 10,020, so it was along this big red candle here, but somehow it broke through 10,000, and it didn't just break through it in a very kind of light and easy way, it kind of smashed through it. So I actually woke up around this point here. I had a nice long sleep. I was checking the charts at various times, you know, to kind of make sure that everything's okay. So I woke up around this point here. I saw that it had bounced, and I was like, okay, maybe I can get a little bit more sleep then. We've had a nice bounce off of kind of 10,080-ish, and BTC's moving again, aren't you? Currently at 9815, that's 9,815. This is gonna be interesting, BTC. Where do you want to go? Where is your bottom? Good morning, Keto. Good morning everyone. There was, I believe, a substantial wall at 10,000. I didn't actually see the proper numbers. I did earlier on. I think it was something like 150 Bitcoin or something like that. But I saw it when we were around here. Somewhere I quickly managed to scroll through and find the wall, and I was like, yeah, I think we're okay. Sorry if I've got croaky voice, and sorry if there's lots of background noise. It's the morning, and I like to open up the window in my office in the morning just to let some fresh air in first thing. So, well, technically afternoon. It's 2:22 in the afternoon. Oh god. Where has the day gone? I am just going to monitor and watch now. Okay, because now we're at 9,800. And after checking various bits of TA from people and checking things, this is around the point where we should bounce. Okay, why didn't I adjust the orders from yesterday? Because I honestly believed that we were going to have a major psychological wall, and that will cause a major bounce. However, it seems that there was an insane amount of steam behind these two red candles, and it just ate through it. Okay, so it didn't bounce off of the thing. Am I worried? No. Did we buy in? Yeah, we had our orders set, and so they obviously got triggered. Does it mean now that we're at a major loss? No, not at all. Okay, the difference between, you know, buying in up here with the amount that we had for the challenge, between buying in up here and down here is what? I don't know. It's going to be about less than $100. We're talking about maybe $40, $50. So I'm not really concerned with that much at all. So, we're going to monitor this, guys, and we're going to see. Well, good morning to everyone. I know a lot of you are probably, this is the first time you're able to join us because we are at a suitable time zone. Where are you joining us from? Let's see. Is everybody here? Is everybody here still European, or have some of the US guys woken up? Question: can you check Ethereum? Very good question. I did not check Ethereum. Oh man, Ethereum looking beautiful. Ooh. Ethereum sub 800. That there is very, 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 very tasty. And as you guys can probably hear, the cats are having a field day now. Hi from Latvia, hi from Chicago, Illinois. First time I buy crypto, should I wait for the bottom? If it's your first ever time, Jonathan, I need to ask you, have you watched the other videos that we've had so far in the series? Hello Latvia, hello Scotland, Austria. Czech Republic, Holland, Antwerp. Yeah, this is good. We have my fellow Europeans in here. And good morning, Martin in Holland on the Discord server. Ah, Marco Fabio, I didn't know you were in Antwerp. Huh. 5:30 AM in California. Good morning, TK. Gunter as well in Antwerp. Ooh, Ireland. John is from Ireland. Hello there, John. Hope you're having a good day. Hello, Taki from Ingolstadt. Oh, yeah, I know Ingolstadt very, very well, yeah. It's my very first time. Yes, I have not watched the previous videos. You need to be very careful, sir, okay? Okay. Let me check something, okay? John has posted a chart. Mr. CoinVX has posted a chart, and I believe I have his blessings. Sorry, I have a pair of gallivanting cats. Right, Mr. CoinVX John has posted a chart. Okay, and he seems to have put the bottom line at 9600 with another line exactly where we are at 9801, although we've broken through 98 now. Where is the bottom? I'm not going to go and sell for the sake of $20 or something. What I am instead going to do is I am going to enlarge my line here and bring it down a little bit further. Just extending my lines, I'm not modifying them. And the same with this one here. Okay, we're just extending them a little bit further. So, I would suggest, guys, if you don't know what is happening in crypto, if you've never made a trade before, it is best to watch and observe first before taking any action. Okay, you are not losing money if you do not buy in yet. Okay, the only time you lose money is if you buy in and it goes down. If you don't buy in and it goes up, you're not losing money, are you? Because it, you know, doesn't matter. It went up. It's like missing out on a special offer at the supermarket or at your favorite clothing store. You know, you can't. Okay, I think it's time these gallivanting cats have to be dealt with. Alright, sorry about that. Hello from morning traffic in San Antonio. Ooh, Texas. Hello, sir. Right, this is John's chart. Where is John's chart? Here is John's chart. And he's got a lot of indicators up here. Honestly, guys, I don't feel like we're going to drop much further. Okay? Yet. Now, this is the thing. Yet. I don't believe we're going to drop much further yet. Okay? Why do I not believe we're going to drop much further? The answer is simple. Why is John's chart stuck at 9800? Ah, he's on Bitfinex. Okay, he's on Bitfinex and we're on Binance. That explains the difference in price. This is a very, very crucial time. There are a lot of people in the TA world saying that we should expect a bounce approximately 9800 or 9750. 9850, sorry. A lot of people are going to start to buy in now because they believe this is the bounce. And if we zoom out we can actually see that on our channel that was coming down, we are in fact bouncing off of the bottom channel here. Does that mean that everything is over and it's time to celebrate and it's a party? No. This is a crucial time. We have to stay vigilant. We have to remain, you know, kind of checking BTC and watching it, because the way that it dropped through 10,000 didn't make me comfortable. It took me by surprise, okay? It actually took me by surprise because it bounced and it went up and all of a sudden it dropped. Usually when you have a bounce that is followed by a drop, you can see that it goes up and then it starts to curve and then come back down, okay? Or if it bounces and goes up, the drop is a lot kind of less severe. This was a bounce, go up, and then so I do not feel completely comfortable in this kind of situation. I'm gonna wait for the bottom. And what are we gonna do when we wait for the bottom? I don't even know if I have the tabs open. We have one tab open. Let's hope it's logged in so I don't have to log in on screen. Oh, come on. Okay, we're logged in. That's fine. That's good. Ooh. I thought I just showed all my private details there. So our orders to buy in have triggered. Okay, we went from having, I believe it was about 900 USD or USDT, sorry, into having right now. That's Binance coin. Why am I looking at that? Into having 0.9 Bitcoin. Okay, and we can actually come back, we can check the exchange, we can go over to our order history and we can see exactly what happened. It should have been here. Okay, and there we go. So we bought half at 10,022, half at 10,044 because we were expecting a bounce at 10,000 because of the psychological level, and that there is 926, I believe, dollars. Okay, now in order just to see how much of a loss, or how much, it's not technically a loss yet, okay, but how much it's worth right now, we can bring up a calculator, okay, and we can keep this over here. And so we currently have this much, so I'm going to copy that and put it into our calculator. Okay, and we're going to multiply it by the current price of Bitcoin, which I can see up here is 9874. Okay, so that there comes out to 912, and we said we had 900 and, who remembers how much we had? 926. We're down $13, okay? Is it worth kind of selling, trying to buy back in again cheaper? No, it's $13, guys, okay? It's not worth pulling out and trying to buy back in again at a cheaper rate just for the sake of a few dollars, okay? We're in, and we're guaranteed in. And if I was busy and I was driving or something, and this dip happened, and I was unable to see it or notice it or whatever, we got in. So we were in a good place. Now, what is our move once we are in? Okay, Walton coin, this here, we are going to buy more Walton. Okay, why are we going to buy more Walton? Because Walton has really suffered recently. If we move up to the 1 hour chart even, okay, we can bring it down like that. We are expecting Walton to form a cup, potentially a cup and handle, okay? And it's not just us. This was a tip given to us by Until 1 Mil. He did all of the great TA on it, and he looked at Walton and he saw it, and he said the best buy level will be anywhere from 24,000 down to 20,000. So even about here. So we are actually below the buy level that he set and that he advised. And as a result, Walton is a very strong coin, guys. And when it recovers, we can potentially look at a profit in the range of 70% or something within, 2 weeks to 3 weeks. So this here is an amazing coin. To go up 70%, almost doubling your money in 3 weeks, I think that's pretty good. Guys, if you are on YouTube and you wish to ask a question, please put a capital letter Q so I know it's addressed to me. and anyone on the Discord server. If you wish to ask me a question, be sure to go to the live stream chat room under the crypto challenge and put a capital letter Q there, and then you can ask me a question. I am checking right now. We're having a little bit of a retracement here. So we had a little bit of a retracement over here. In fact, let's zoom in and we can talk about it a little bit more. We had a tiny bit of a retracement here. Okay, now retracement is when we go back in the opposite direction from where we came. So we were coming down, we retraced, i.e. we went back up a little bit. We had another red, and now we seem to be having another little bit of retracement. We've still got 9 minutes left on this candle, so it could technically go anywhere. Okay. I'm just reading through now the trading chat on the CoinVX server. John has posted a few things. If it breaks, not cutting anything, hold, you get the word is good. Cut loss now and you won't make any money. That is very, very true. End of this month, too many good news. I'm not even blah, blah, blah. Wow, a lot of chat has happened in the room there. So let's see. All right. So guys, we are watching, okay? We are watching now because we want to try and see if we have a good bounce off of this line, okay? And I know a lot of people, I don't have his permission to use his charts. I have tried to reach out to him, but there is a very, very good TA analyst on TradingView who goes by a very hilarious name. Something to do with cannons. I'll be back in a second, guys. And I am back. I see Virat has got the name correct. His name is Magic Poop Cannon. It's a little bit of a funny name. I don't have his permission to show his charts on the stream, and I always like to respect other people's work in case they don't want, in case they don't want it to be shown publicly in such a way. But you could potentially go and check him out on TradingView. You could search for him and you can find his charts, or perhaps somebody would link it in the text in the chat. But yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I missed a few messages on the Discord server. Clem saying hello from Strasbourg, Holland for Kevin, Dutch for Nico, Hamburg for Michael. Wow, lots of people here. All the European guys. Yes, we finally get a good stream. I think Gary asked a message. I'm losing a lot of money at the moment, but my knowledge of crypto trading is improving greatly, so I'm preparing myself for the recovery. Yep, don't worry about what is actually happening right now. The market is down, okay? And everything is suffering a little bit. If you have a look at any coin, we'll just go to Walton. You can see that over here, okay? Towards the end of January even, Walton had some beautiful growth, okay? And it's gone down to almost half of its value, okay, in terms of Satoshi value, not in terms of dollar value, okay? So it kind of went all the way down to here, plus the dollar value probably went down to 2/3. So therefore then this coin has gone down, to 1/6 or 1/4 of what it was prior to the drop. But it's actually, a lot of people have the opinion that at this time, okay, this is a clearing out, okay? A lot of the shit coins, or a lot of the coins that don't actually have a purpose, a lot of the coins that don't actually have a usage and are just there for the sake of just being there, a lot of them have suffered the hardest and they will have the slowest recoveries. So in a way, this could be a blessing in disguise, okay? Clear out all the rubbish, let us focus on the better coins, and then when the market starts to recover, then we can be in at a better position, okay? Question here, same question about Ethereum, because I am in Ethereum instead of Bitcoin. I missed the question about Ethereum. Is it good to buy Walton with Ethereum? Yes, You can buy Walton with Ethereum. If you are in Ethereum, then yes, you can go and you can buy Walton, and that would be absolutely great. Personally, I am moving over to Ethereum. That's it. I've had enough. I started the transition even a few weeks ago before we had this major crash. But I was just experimenting and just testing. I didn't make it a full transition yet. However, after all this mess, I will personally be making a full transition into using Ethereum pairs. Ethereum has... It's taken a bit of a crazy hit. To get Ethereum for under $800 is a little bit of a magic thing right now. If you guys remember, Ethereum hit above $1,400. Okay, so we are, we're very close to the halfway mark. In fact, we did earlier on, we did go all the way down to, we went down in Ethereum. 500 and something, was it? Yeah, 570 we reached for Ethereum. So Ethereum is a bargain right now, especially for the project and what's due to happen later on this year. Ethereum is an absolute bargain. Where is my chart? Where are you, Ethereum? There we go. Okay, so Ethereum is an absolute bargain. I was expecting it to form a cap. However, due to the movements of Bitcoin, it didn't actually form a cap. So if you are in Ethereum and we talk about buying a coin, you can always still buy the coin. Just buy it with the Ethereum pair on Binance. And don't worry. Don't worry about it. Oh, just got a message from Damilon here. Yep, sorry, I made a mistake. 1400, not 14,000 Bitcoin. Someone bought straight into Walton. I'm not buying into Walton yet. I'm waiting to check if we do in fact have a nice bounce, or we do break through this line, or effectively break through one of the many lines that people have drawn. If we do break down lower, we will go down in dollar value. However, we will hold our position and we will buy into the alts. We will look at buying into Walton, as well as buying into Neo is a possibility, but I'm not 100% certain on that yet. We're looking at buying some Walton, some Ethereum, as well as some Wabi, which we have covered before. Okay, we already have a bit of Walton in our wallet, but we are looking at potentially utilizing this. As you guys can see, Wabi has been quite strong. It reached a level and it hasn't seemed to go below it for quite a while now. So I believe that could have some good strong recovery, as well as AION. Someone in the team has been suggesting Ion, and we can see actually Ion's been going up. It's been opposing BTC, so that's actually quite an interesting pattern to see. If we come across and we have a look at BTC, we can see we had kind of a red, a little bit green, and then a red, and here we, oops, wrong one, Here we had a green, a little bit of red, a green, a little bit of red. So this here is also one that we're going to watch out for, and we are going to keep a close eye on. Big Bobby Play saying, finally bought in at 30% of my USDT at 97.80. Gonna keep buying down a little bit at a time at supports. Yep, we're gonna keep a close eye on this. I think we could potentially have a bit of a bounce here, and so we're just gonna keep on watching this and seeing where it goes. Guys, this isn't gonna be a full stream. This here is just gonna be a quick monitoring stream. So it's just designed to keep everyone kind of in tune and in check, make sure nobody panics, and then we can all double check everything with each other and not have to stress and worry about anything at all. Oops, not what I wanted to do. So if we come down here, guys, and we have a look at the RSI indicator for Bitcoin, we can see that we are definitely in the oversold point, and MACD is quite way down and hungry and wide open. Ethereum, I'm expecting to see a similar pattern. Yep, this is on the 1 hour. Let's go over to the 15 minutes for a closer comparison. We are definitely oversold, and as well MACD looking quite similar. If we go up in the timings, we can see that, yep, it hasn't quite broken through, but again, that it's not always the case where it breaks through. And the same thing for Bitcoin on the 1 hour. Bitcoin has already crossed over. Again, guys, these lines, they should technically be adjusted on a per coin basis. As you can see here, Bitcoin came up, just bounced through it, bounced on the line a bit, came down, bounced on the line a bit. So each coin essentially needs perhaps its own custom settings for the RSI, but we're going to go into that in the advanced TA week, where we talk about where you can set these possible lines and at what ratios. We can even go up to the 4 hour right now. And yeah, on the 4 hour as well, we can see that we are potentially coming into an oversold part compared to what everything else has been over the last few hours. The last time we were at oversold was all the way on the 5th of February. So on the 5th and 6th of February was the last time we were at this point of being oversold. And of course, you guys know what happened on the 5th of February, or around that time. We had the major dip. Okay, so Bitcoin right now is coming back down. If you have a look at how it was there, we haven't come this low in a long time. Okay, so a lot of things right now pointing towards, yep, we may potentially be at the bottom of the dip. We have the big channel, which I drew. Come on, there we go. We have the big channel, which I drew, okay, coming down. So potentially this could be the bounce. This could be what we are going to be seeing. This could be where we start to take back off again. Because essentially the indicators are saying it. There's a lot of TA that looked at this point here, particular for the bounce, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're just going to wait for confirmation of the bounce, and then we buy in to our alt. If we buy in now and it doesn't bounce, then potentially we could be kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, because everything's going to be going down, and it's going to be painful to watch. So as we can see right now, Ion is dropping back down again. Coming over to Bitcoin, it hasn't made that move, so I'm just going to monitor right now Ion and see what it's up to and what it's playing at. And as well, let's zoom in, let's go into the 15-minute on Walton. Okay, and we can see that Walton has kind of been quite stable. Oh, hasn't moved really that much. Yep, it hasn't dipped down to the previous low. Okay, which is really interesting for me. So we are just going to monitor it now and wait and see what happens. Again, guys, you just got to be a little bit careful. We're not quite sure if this is the bottom yet or not. I've got a question here, Mr. Techie. Have y'all done a full TA on a coin on screen, sort of following along the opportunity so we can check our knowledge? We have done partial TAs, we have modified TAs, but at the moment we've only done TA for the short term. We haven't actually gone and done like a full-on crazy TA. So yeah, if that's what you're looking for, that will be coming on later on as we go into intermediate technical analysis week, where we can look at a coin and we take it and we check out its full history and we check out all of its potential, where it's been, how it's been doing, and where it could potentially go. For now, we're just focusing essentially on the shorter term because of the uncertainty of Bitcoin. And yeah, that's what we have been doing now. I'm going to go onto the Binance system. There we go. I'm going to go into the exchange. I want to have a look at what walls are currently there, just to see if we can... the walls on Binance don't necessarily mean that much, especially if we're going to crash through them like we did a little bit earlier on. But looking through here right now, let's scroll down a bit. I don't see any major walls. We've got 24 Bitcoin at 99.42. Okay, so we've got quite a few orders coming in at around the 10th, before 10,000, and then after 10,000 again we only have a few walls of varying sizes. Let's check out our support walls. Okay, the support walls are looking a little bit more barren. We do have a 100 Bitcoin wall at 9,800. Let's just go back up and see where that was. Come on. Ah, it wasn't 9,800. Where did I see that wall then? I'm sure I saw a 100 Bitcoin wall somewhere. Oops, stop scrolling. There we go, 9600. We have a 100 Bitcoin wall. 95 something, again 170 Bitcoin wall. Before that we have random sized walls. Nothing really that major. 9750 has 15 Bitcoin. Okay, and we've got a few Bitcoins here and there, but nothing insanely major. So we're just going to monitor it carefully for now. We could potentially still have a little bit more of a drop, but yeah, let's just wait and see. And guys, if you haven't joined the Discord server yet, the link to it is in the video description. You find a link to the website for the crypto challenge, and in there you can read out and find out what is going on with the crypto challenge, what it's all about. And you can also find a link to the Discord server where we all hang out. It is the CoinVX server, which currently hosts the crypto challenge chat, etc. So you can go there, you can sign up to the challenge on the site there, and then you get access to all of the great rooms where you can ask questions throughout the day, and there's lots of information spread around. Jean-Louis saying he looks at the over here, I believe. He uses the depth view in trading view. Click the first icon top right below tools, which is this one here, and then the details panel. Where's the details panel? Open details tab more. Okay. I don't think that's where it is. Okay, I'm not sure. There it is, right at the bottom. Wow, didn't even notice that before. That's very interesting. Thank you very much for that tip. I never actually even noticed that before. Okay, that is very interesting. TradingView has the depth chart for Binance, where you can see all of the stuff. We probably want to zoom in quite a bit more, just to see where our walls approximately are. Okay, thank you for that tip, Jean-Louis. Right. Oh, I think it's time I went and got some breakfast. Okay. So it's a little bit boring right now, guys. But as I said, don't expect this to be a crazy stream. We're literally just watching the charts and giving an update, and then we will talk about when we are buying into the various coins that we will for the challenge. Null. If you click on the watch list details and more, oops, wrong one. Okay, then just you'll see details. You might need to scroll down a bit. You'll see details over here. Okay, and then you just need to click and drag that up. You can even drag down the headlines section here and move that down a little bit. Got a question here from KRS. What is the schedule for next week on the challenge? Normal schedule, 7 p.m. EST or 1 a.m. CET every day. There will be our stream where we cover what happened in the market and the lesson for the day. And then throughout the day, we will see as well about possible announcements and stuff. Guys, I'm kind of starting to like this a little bit. We are coming back up to 10,000 and I'm going to watch it very carefully, because if we put a line, horizontal line, okay, we could put a horizontal line there. That is essentially where we previously kind of had some resistance. We came down, we hit, sorry, some support. We came down, we hit that line. We didn't manage to break through it. The next candle started, and the next candle went up before it came back down and broke through. Now, I know it's not really that accurate of a line because I didn't personally witness it, so I don't know how much energy was put into that bounce, you know, into this support line here, but there were quite a few orders at various places and a lot of them got eaten. So we're just going to monitor that for now and we're going to see. Just gonna have a quick look at LTC Litecoin, because I know a lot of people are holding it and swinging it. Litecoin currently down to 194. It hit a bottom of 188, which is surprising because just very short time ago it was at 250. So you know, 20% off for Litecoin from where it was just, you know, not even a few days ago. 2 days ago at 250. So yeah, I think that's quite a nice price for it as well. Okay, so far it looks like we're kind of suffering to break above this line here. I'm gonna kind of keep a watch on it. Keep on watching. We've got about $90 to go. And if we come through to the order book, okay, we can see that the order book has frozen. In fact, this whole page has frozen. Okay, there we go. Now we're back to having a live order book. All I did, guys, was I just copied the address, I closed the tab and reopened it somewhere else. We go down to 0 decimals. We do have a few walls. I mean, they're not that major. considering when BTC wants to move, it can really move. So we're coming up in the order book right now. We have 11 Bitcoin at 99.50, and going up further we have just small amounts of Bitcoin, but then again at 10,000 we have quite a lot. We have 25 Bitcoin and 17 Bitcoin. So, you know, we're looking at kind of 43 Bitcoin to get above 10,000. They could potentially just be fake walls. And on the support side, of course, we don't really have that much. A lot of people had their orders around the 98 mark. And obviously, since we dropped below that, then it's kind of, you know, it's gone a little bit different for a lot of people. Yeah, we don't really have that many orders, that much support at all in the 98s. It does seem as though some people are really intending to drive the price up a bit. I'm going to go and check for bot action, which is now one of my favorite pastimes, looking in for the bots. Okay. Oh, hello, number 23. Is that just a random order, or is that actually the bot number 23? Might just be a random order. Let's check out on the sells. Okay, they so far they do look like random orders. Unless the bots are just, you know, putting it on top of other orders, which will skew their numbers, which is very possible. We're back up to 99.70. So we're gonna have to test the 10,000. We're gonna have to test the 10,000 mark and see what happens at that point there. Bobby Big Play say, why don't you use the desktop app during this stream for Binance? I personally use the desktop app. However, because most people don't use the desktop app, I want to try and use a familiar interface for everybody. So then it allows people to really follow along without getting confused about what the different stuff are and what is happening. But personally, I use the desktop app. Just wondering, actually, I can't remember what size it's set at. I think it should be okay. So there is the desktop app for my account, which I use for all of my stuff as well. Yep. But again, just to keep it familiar for everybody, we use the web app. So just as a reminder to everybody, we had, prior to the drop, we had a little bit of Walton that we did not sell, and we had a little bit of ICX that we did not sell. And of course we had some BNB in there. Always check your BNB, guys. You don't want to end up with dust on the various coins. You always want to be able to sell and buy whole amounts of the coin. Yeah, we're going to kind of just wait and see right now. We're looking to buy a little bit more Walton. We are looking to buy a little, potentially a little bit of Ion. I got a tip from somebody that XRP is looking very good. In fact, that was Damilon who said XRP is looking very good. So I'm going to quickly check out XRP and see what XRP is doing. So we have Ion. Okay, we have Walton that we may potentially look at. I don't think we're really going to buy any Litecoin. I mean, Litecoin has been very strong recently. So the thing is, we don't have that much money to play with. So we may potentially look at picking up one Litecoin just for the short term, just to give us a little bit of a boost. And then this is John's chart. So I need another chart now. Okay, we can just come here temporarily and have a look at XRP on Binance. And XRP did take a bit of a hit as BTC moved down. I'm just going to overlay BTC. So it does seem that for a while XRP has kind of been following. It was following BTC, that's BTC up there. It was following BTC with the peaks and troughs. And then it came to a point where BTC climbed and instead XRP dipped, where it opposed it. And it went through a period of opposing. And then it flipped back again now to following. And it came down and it followed it on this big drop here. So this here is very, very interesting to me. I'm going to keep on watching and seeing how it goes. Hello, Mr. Music. Welcome to the stream, sir. So again, guys, we're kind of suffering a little bit with this line. It doesn't give me the complete confidence that we are out of it completely yet. John King saying ICX looks well down. Let's check out ICX. No, ICX seems to be doing okay. It's actually been mirroring Bitcoin quite well recently. It did oppose it here. It didn't drop as much. So because we already have a bit of ICX, we're probably just going to hold on to it for now. I'm not sure what the recovery of it is going to be like. You know, it's been on a bit of a downtrend quite a lot recently, actually. So we're just going to leave it as it is. If we zoom out even further, why am I doing that? We should just go to the 1 hour. You know, we can see it's been on a massive downtrend for the whole of February, even since the middle of January, beginning of January even. So we're just going to leave it as it is. We have some in our account and we're just going to hold it and wait to sell it at a profit. But XRP, because XRP is a very, very strong coin, we may potentially pick up some XRP and hope if, you know, if we can pick it up around here, even if we go up to our previous level where we were at the 10th of Feb after the major dip, we have potential for a lot of good money to be made there. So I'm going to be looking at purchasing XRP, okay, adding onto our Walton. We spoke about Wabi as a coin a few streams ago, so we'll be looking at picking up some Wabi. Ion at the moment, I think Ion is potentially moving, opposing BTC and then following BTC. So we may pick up just a little tiny bit. Okay, so I'm going to write down on my sheet here AION, little bit. Okay, and then what I think about RPX, don't know, never checked it out. I have no opinion on RPX. Could be the best thing since sliced bread, or maybe not. POE BTC, really good price now. Yep, everything has an amazing price, guys. Okay, literally everything is literally bargain of the century. But we're just choosing coins that I know have extreme good growth potential in the short term, because that's what we're focusing on right now. We're focusing on building up our stack, building up our funds for the short term and not necessarily for the long term. So while everything will recover to a degree, you know, spend a lot of time over the last few days, the team and myself and a lot of other traders, looking at which coins may potentially have exponential growth. Okay, you know, they're just going to really take off, and they will take off not because of their prices down, but more because of the fact that it's a good project and they have some news and they have some updates coming up. What about TRX? Looked like it won't go lower than around 4,000 sats. I looked at the graph, and since the 3rd of January it wouldn't drop lower than around 389. I actually haven't looked at the graph for TRX for a while. And we want it on Binance. Yeah, I don't think TRX is going to go lower than 400. However, at the same time, we did reach 500. Sorry, 600. Is that 600 or 5? Yeah, that's 600. We did reach 600 a short while ago. It could have a bit of a pump. And I know a lot of people on the Discord server are a big fan of TRX, and John as well is a very, very big fan of TRX. I'm going to monitor it and just see potentially what kind of growth we might expect from it. I haven't been looking at it that closely, so I'll ask someone else in the team and then we can decide if that is where we want to go. The one issue, guys, that I have with TRX is because essentially TRX is now a whale coin. The amount of people who have, I mean, we can just go through and we can have a look at some of the orders just to give you guys an idea. So if we come through and we go to the exchange and we check out, we can even check out Bitcoin. Okay, so looking at Bitcoin now, you can see what the order books kind of look like. 0.0 something, 0. Whatever it is. Even if we go down to 0 decimal places, 1, 6, blah blah blah, and then you come to TRX, and then you can see along the side here 5, 3, 2, 2, 6, 7. There's a lot of crazy orders on TRX. It's definitely the kind of coin that will move as more money is put into it. So we're just going to monitor it for now. For example, from the bottom here up to here, some people will say, oh, that's amazing, that's a beautiful bounce, but that's only about 1%. So, because we haven't yet covered the project on here, we spoke about Walton before, we've spoken about XRP before, we've spoken about Wabi before. Ion we can speak about tonight. Litecoin, I think we talked about Litecoin before when we were swinging it. So, yeah, as a result, TRX, it could go sideways for a while. Okay, you know, and then we could maybe just see very minimal gains in a short time. For a longer term, yes, it's good. So we're gonna discuss as a team and we're gonna decide what to do. But I know that as a team we haven't brought it up yet as a potential coin to be bought. Guys, just a reminder, if you want to ask me a question on YouTube, please proceed it with a capital letter Q, and if you're on the Discord server, please be sure to tag me so that I know it's a question directed at myself. Let's go back and have a look at Bitcoin right now. It seems to be hovering around this level for quite a bit. If we come back and we look at historical times, so let's go back and let's look at, let's go into 4-hour mode. Weep. Zoop, zoop. And we are looking now at when we dip down to 5k. Okay, let's get that on my screen, and then let's go back into the 15-minute chart. Okay, something happened here. trading view sometimes. There we go. So as you guys can see down here, okay, I'm not going to adjust the scale now, I'm going to keep the scale the same. When we came down to the 6,000 mark, okay, you can see that we were having quite a bit of a drop, bit of a retracement, drop, go back up quite a bit, and then come back down and retest that line a second time. Now, I am never too confident in a support line. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough that I have to keep muting the mic for. I am never too certain about a support line till we have tested it more than once. Okay, the more times we test it, the more confidence I have in it. And if we come through over here, we can see we bounced once, we've gone up, but we haven't come back down to test it again a second time. We have crossed over above 10,000 though. So those giant walls that were at 10,000 have gone. This is a very, very interesting point right now. Historical data is always a good indicator of how things move in the market, guys. So right now, again, I'm just looking at the pattern of when we hit the 6K to try and determine when we may potentially have a sign that we are out of it completely. And as you guys can see, we had a nice kind of down, come back up, and it wasn't until we had a big green that it was essentially the confirmation. It was after we tested that line twice at 6,000 and even just dipped a little bit below for a very short amount of time that we were able to confirm. But looking at it now, if we come all the way across to here, it does look strong to a degree. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to quickly go through the trading room on the Discord server and just see what everyone else's general opinion is, and then maybe potentially we can buy, and just to be safe we may set some stop losses or some stop limits, just in case things go a little bit south. Jay coming up and saying, Mr. Techie, we fell through the 10k pretty fast. Yep, I did. I wasn't looking at the screens at all at that time, but judging by the side of the candle and the momentum at the time, it was a pretty fast drop. And as you guys can see, we didn't really hold above the 10k for too long. So again, now it's just going to be a monitoring game to see where things potentially go. Again, guys, this isn't a full stream, it's just a kind of quick looking at the chart stream and the occasional update here and there, and of course talking about what we're going to be doing for the challenge. Jay coming in saying it's not as psychological as people make it out to be in regards to the 10k. Yeah, previously though it was a bit of a psychological barrier, the 10k, and I'm actually surprised because people who are watching were saying, you know, 130 Bitcoin wall or something got eaten very, very quickly. So there was actually a wall there and there was some psychological support behind it, but it seems that the steam of Bitcoin coming down managed to really break through that. So the issue is that we have now that we have just dropped $100 already in these last couple of candles, and we could potentially see it bouncing back down again. We may have a bounce around the region of kind of 9,700. Going below 9,700, not too confident in that right now. I don't think that will happen for a while. 9,800, yeah, I think we may go a little bit lower than 9,800. We may basically come down, retest this line here, or we may in fact just retest on a vertical line at 9,750. And then we will be able to determine if we are going to have the correct bounce, and we are going to bounce up and hard. And we're waiting for several points of confirmation for that. I know some people may be looking at this green candle here and saying that's an inverse hammer, and as a result then that should be a flip in the trend. Not quite an inverse hammer, there's still a large amount of wick on the bottom of it, so I'm not classing that as an inverse hammer. So yeah, we just need to wait right now and see, and be patient with all of this. So again guys, what I'm just expecting is I'm expecting a double bottom, okay, where we will come back down, retest the line, and then we will see if we bounce back up quite a bit or not. Again, we will just have to analyze the situation. There may be a little bit of time before we do this. It's a little bit of a difficult decision, guys. Either we can stay live and you guys can remain informed, or potentially we could all just go over to the Discord server and we can check the chat over there. We did have a voice channel in the crypto challenge last night, however it mysteriously disappeared this morning, so I am waiting to hear back and find out why it disappeared. Otherwise that is where we actually would be right now. Okay, this candle here seems to be gaining a little bit of steam. I'm gonna monitor it. I'm gonna go quickly. I can check it here. So let's see, in terms of support, we don't really have that much until we come up to 9,800. We don't really have much support anywhere, really. I'm wondering actually how accurate this is to see what's going on. Jerry saying please check the 1 minute candle. Guys, never trade off the 1 minute candle. Okay? It will just drive you crazy. Just don't trade off the 1 minute candle, please. At a time like this, the maximum that I will go down to is a 5 minute. Okay, just to get a better idea of the flow of things, to see if there's any major jagged lines or something, or if it is in fact a smooth flow. So as for example, we can see that the last 10 minutes we've had these two red candles here. Okay, however on the 15 minute they are separate candles, so we've got 10 minutes left on this one here, and we're just going to monitor it right now and see how it goes. I'm just going through and checking the alts that we have on our watch list. So guys, we can see that BTC has lost a lot of steam. Its movements now are taking a lot longer to complete. The stream has already been going on for quite a while. I believe we're kind of almost close to an hour and a half in terms of stream time. And just going to monitor right now and see where things are going. This is not a full stream, this is just a monitoring stream where we then choose the position to buy back in. So as you guys can see now, the candle has gone down to 9760, 9770. I'm going to monitor it and see if we do in fact have a double bounce off of the previous low of about an hour and a little bit ago, where we reached down to 975, or in fact if we bounce off the bottom of the channel here and then we take up. If we go back a little bit, if we go back to where we were at the 6K bounce, and if we were just to draw a line, okay, I guess we just draw it like this then, since we already clicked. Let's put up a line there and bring it down here. Okay, so we can see then that we had the same kind of a down channel. All right, where we kept on going down and down and down and down, and we bounced off of that line a few times. We bounced once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5. Had a little bit of retracement here. We didn't quite bounce off of it the 6th time. It kind of leveled out slightly, and if we zoom in, not what I wanted to do. If we zoom in and we look at the base of that 6K, we can actually see that we essentially almost level, an almost level line, okay, from the wick to the wick. That was at our previous major drop, and if we come back to where we are now and we go up, we can kind of see where we are. Oops. Oh, where are we? All the way over here. Wow, okay. A bit further away than I expected. So we can just comment and watch right now and see where things may potentially go. I'm kind of hoping that if this is in fact the bottom, that we do just come back down, retest, and then we should have a nice bounce back. If we break through this line though and we break hard, then potentially the bottom is a lot lower than where we expected it to be. So then we have to use extreme caution. Lord Kyle asking, if we do rebound off this support again, what would or would not indicate a double bottom there? It's quite a small double bottom because we came back and we retested it so quick. Essentially, usually sometimes a double bottom can take a couple of hours or 4 hours to form, or even a double top in that case. If we switch over to the 1 hour candles, you can see that they're effectively just both touching and lined up there. Let's have a look at the indicators actually. So again, RSI on the 1 hour showing that we are oversold, as well as MACD nice and wide and open on MACD. Coming up to the 15 minutes, again we're coming back to a similar story of us being oversold. And I'm sure even if we go up to the 4 hours, yep, it will tell an almost similar story. So almost all the charts are telling the same thing, and that's why. Effectively, you know, I strongly believe that this here will be a double bottom. There are various signs to look out for in order to confirm if this is in actual fact a double bottom, and we actually bounce and recover. And again guys, you can always refer back to the historical data. We can find that point again. I wish there was like a quick snap point where we can say go back to that date. Well, so there's one pattern, there's one chart pattern that can usually demonstrate when you are having a major trend reversal, and that there is called the hammer. And if we go into looking at the hammers, into the candlesticks, this here is a hammer. Okay, it's where you have an open and a close at the top, but during the period of the candle it actually went all the way down and came back up again. So here's a good example. Zoom in a bit on that. Here's a good example of what a hammer actually comes and looks like. You will have this big long wick and a big fat body going up, but usually it's a little bit more difficult to it's not as accurate to do this on the 15-minute chart. Usually it's better to have it on a longer time frame. So here, for example, if we come over to the 1 hour, and again we're looking at the historic 6K level, you know, we didn't actually have a proper hammer candle here, but we did have a major trend reversal. So again, it's going to depend on a lot of different factors, guys. Let me zoom out so I can scroll across quicker. And then we want to come up here now. Oops, didn't mean to move that price. Okay, so there's a few different things, a lot of things as well to do with the volume, okay, and how much volume actually comes in. Lots of indicators, just depending which one is actually going to happen, that could potentially tell us that we are going across. Anthony saying, I think on the 1 hour it's more a dead cat bounce. 1 hour over here or 1 hour at the 6K. What is a dead cat bounce? A dead cat bounce is a pattern or a formation. Oops. Yeah, you can see a lot of comical things like this. A dead cat bounce is, let's get a good dead cat bounce picture. A dead cat bounce effectively when you have like these major kind of drops, okay, and then you kind of come back up again. Here's another one where you come down, you have the major drop, and you have this kind of candle formation, okay. That generally as well can indicate a trend reversal. Yeah. This one here had a lot of dead cat bounces. And that's the thing, guys, there's a lot of candlestick formations that a lot of people call out, and a lot of the time it's maybe not so accurate in a sense. I'm going to watch it closely and just check it out. We've retraced back up actually. So if we flip over to the 5 minutes, we can see actually that we did hit this line, we came up, we came back down, we hit this line again, and in actual fact on the 15 minutes we do have a hammer. Okay, but again, the closer in you go, the less accurate it seems. Trying to look for a double bottom on 5 to 15 minute candles this close together doesn't seem like that much. No, again, this is why I'm saying like it's not that accurate. It was quite a close double bottom, if it is one. You know, I prefer to get at least a few hours between them. maybe even just kind of at least 1 hour between them. As you can see here, we came down, we touched, we came down, we touched. So I'm not calling it quite yet, I'm not confirming it as a double bottom, but if we do in fact bounce off, then this could be, you know, I would call this a double bottom if we do indeed have a big bounce from this point onwards, because occasionally in crypto the timescales and everything gets readjusted down to whatever it may be. Bitcoin, I wish you would just get this over and done with. Dear Bitcoin, dear Bitcoin. We've got 2 minutes left on this candle here. So far it's a crazy beautiful looking candle. We have one of the longest wicks that I have seen in a long time. A bodiless candle. This is very, very interesting now. So in the space of 15 minutes, guys, or even 13 minutes so far, we went from 9,875 all the way down to 9,713, and then we retraced back up, all within this candle, which is why, again, sometimes I like to flip over to the 15-minute just to get a better idea of how this panned out. Okay, was it a case of, you know, we came down, we stayed for a little bit, and then a massive green candle, or as we can see here, we came down with a red, the next candle was kind of a little bit weak, we went back up, then a new candle started, and we started to form up. So sometimes it's good to go into a little bit more detail. I wouldn't go into the 1 minute chart though. It gives too much of a varying thing of what could potentially happen. But again, this is all personal taste and personal strategy and everything. So if you believe that the 1 minute chart or even the 5 minute chart is the one that you want to watch forever, then go ahead. If you never look at 15-minute charts and the minimum you look at is 1 hour, then again, by all means, that is great. This 1 hour chart though, this 1 hour candle though, is starting to look really interesting. We have only a few seconds left on this, and if it closes like this, you know, that's a very beautiful looking candle. It tells me here that a big battle went on during the last hour, a massive battle, you know, between the bulls and the bears and who was pushing and pulling. It's not, you know, it's not a unique candle, like you can find it in other places. If we go looking here, here's one potentially with very long wicks and a very small body, but if this ends as a doji on the 1 hour, I may potentially cut the stream, because then we could see some sideways movement for a long period of time, and I don't particularly want to be streaming here all day. I have a life to get back to. So yeah, let's just see now. We're going to monitor this candle and we're going to see how this one here goes. Also, it seems now that we've got a 50 Bitcoin wall at 98.30. So I'm just going to flip over and just double check that again on Binance itself. Oops, we can't see it down that low yet. So we're looking for 98.30. Yeah, we have a 55 Bitcoin wall here as support. Not sure if that is a genuine wall, if that is a fake wall that will be removed. But I can see that we are getting much more support than we had previously at this level, guys. We now have a... We had... I think that just disappeared suddenly, didn't it? We had a 20 Bitcoin wall that just disappeared. We have an 11 Bitcoin wall at 9,900. A little bit better than what it was before. Let's look at the resistance. And again, the resistance seems to be a lot thinner than what it was in comparison. So the ratio between the support to resistance, there is still a little bit more resistance than there is support, but I think support is increasing drastically compared to when we first started the stream and we had a look through at the order book. So this here gives me a little bit more confidence that we have in actual fact had a bounce. Guys, again, if you have a comment on YouTube, please precede it by a capital letter Q. And if you are on the Discord server, please be sure to tag me. If you are not on the Discord server, why not? You should be there. Check out the website link in the video description and you will find a link to the Discord server and you can sign up there. Amazing chat community based on the CoinVX server currently. There's a whole lot of trading and stuff, and that is currently where the Crypto Challenge chat rooms are based, and you can find a lot of information there. We have our own live stream chat, FAQ, and just random questions related to the challenge. And for those of you who aren't aware what the challenge is, please go and read the website, and it will give you a whole lot of good information. Bitcoin and the market has not been kind to us these last few weeks, but we still have a lot of confidence that we will be able to reach our target and even blow through it. So this is all looking very, very good. Again, guys, I'm seeing some questions here. We had our orders at 10,044 and 10,022, and they both got triggered. So technically we bought in around here. Okay, am I concerned? Why didn't I pull out? Because if we had sold out, it was only a difference of $13, and it wouldn't have been worth to sell out by the time we came on stream just for $13. If we had sold out when we came on stream and then it went up, then we would be screwed. So swallowing a little $13 you know, loss, then it's okay, it's fine, you know, in order just to kind of be able to get in. I know a lot of people didn't put orders, and a lot of people had orders a lot lower, and if we continue to go up right now, then potentially they missed out on buying at all at the bottom. Also relativo, Italiano. Do we plan on buying any new alts? I am going away from the PC now. Yes, I'm currently looking at XRP, Walton, Wabi, and Ion, and potentially a little bit of LTC. So that is oh, Latvia. Oh, welcome from Latvia. So yes, this is what we're doing right now. We're just waiting to confirm that we've had a good bounce here, and then we'll go up and we will see what's happening. Again, guys, I'm not going to give direct advice. Go and buy, go and sell, go and do this, go and do that. I'm not going to do that at all. Okay, the challenge isn't about that. It's about telling you guys what we're doing and why we're doing it and how we're doing it, and it's an invitation for you to follow along. So if we are in BTC right now and I am saying that we are waiting for confirmation of the bounce, then you potentially, you know, if you're still in USDT, then you can wait for confirmation of the bounce and then you can buy in. However, I would not say, you know, just follow us exactly what we do word for word. This is not a signals group. Okay, this is not, you know, we don't just go out and give you guys instructions on what to do. This is an educational resource where we show you and we tell you what we are doing, and you again are invited to follow along and see how it goes. And of course, if you do follow along, you are more than welcome to go and do off all your own stuff as well. You know, you can go and you can buy your own coins that you like, you can research your own stuff, and we will cover everything you need to know in order to be a trader. And this week we are starting Mind Week, because I think that's been an important thing that maybe we should have covered a little bit earlier on, but we will start to talk about the mind and how the mindset and state of mind of a trader should be. Paul X. Yep, I noticed that too, man. It's alright. Oh, the wrong chart. I thought the wrong chat. Okay. Good to see you here, Paul X, by the way. Welcome. Okay, so we're coming up to the 10,000 mark again. I want to go in and check the order book. Let's just see what kind of resistance we have, because we had a lot of resistance earlier on. And I just want to scroll and see. Come on. Okay, so we have almost 100 Bitcoin resistance at 10,000. I am very curious though, because this could very much be a fake wall. If somebody did TA at this point, I don't believe they would have put in 100 Bitcoin worth of sell walls at 10k, because there is a very, very big chance that that was the bottom and we have bounced and we are going up. And as a result, if you put them in there, effectively you're kind of betting against what a lot of possible TA outcomes are saying. So there is a big potential, guys, that this here is just a fake wall. I'm not saying that it is, but there is potential that it is a fake wall and that we could bounce back up from here. And if we go back and we have a look at the magical chart, which predicts random things with random lines drawn all over the screen, you can see that we came down, and starting from quite a bit earlier on yesterday, we were within this channel. We did break out of it for a slight period of time, and then we came crashing back down into it. And again, now we have bounced off the bottom of the channel here, and we can see where we go. So potentially, I'm going to wait till we get closer to the 10,000 wall, and then we will buy into our coins. Why are we not buying from now? Because if we buy from now, we get up to 10,000, and if we don't manage to break through the 10,000 and they are real walls, we're going to come crashing back down again. Mighty Mitko saying, can you please explain how to set up stop loss on Binance? There are no stop losses, however there is a stop limit, and that is what we will be using over here, effectively. Lord Kyle saying, I just put a buy order at $99,000. Yep, you need more caffeine, look, Kyle. I've actually been wondering why the EMA lines don't show up for me on my charts. I'm gonna have to readjust that at some point and see if there is a error that came up with my charts in particular. Again, guys, I'm waiting to see the 10,000 and see how those walls react. If they are fake walls, I think we could climb up quite a bit. I've just created an alert on TradingView to let me know if we cross over 10,000. So far we've gone back down under 9,000. Again, guys, this here looks like it's gonna keep going sideways for quite a while. Jack saying we don't have enough volume for a big bounce. The volume is higher, is okay. The volume is alright, and if we do start to bounce, the volume will come in and the FOMO will kick in and a lot of people will start to buy. But yeah, it's because of this sideways movement that there isn't really that much volume going on right now. Currently at 9900. Again, guys, this looks like it's going to be one of those long periods of time. I think perhaps we should stop coming live when these drops happen and then just put out an announcement once it's confirmed. But I suddenly got a whole bunch of messages and DMs from people saying, you know, Techie, it dropped below, what should we do? Do we buy? Do we sell? Do we hold? And as a result, I came on just to help everyone, and then we can all kind of look at everything together. Yep, no worries, guys. It's what the challenge is about. You know, making sure that everybody can learn and everybody can learn from each other as well and develop ourselves into better traders. And again, guys, here is an interesting candle to me. If this candle here goes green and breaks above 10,000, I'm gonna call this personally for me, myself, and it's only for me. This here, I will call this a confirmed bounce, because if we had two of these major candles where the bears are really trying to drive the price down, and every time they drive it down, it's being driven back up again, and in fact going higher by the bulls, then I will say then that this is a very, very positive sign. Mighty Miko question. Okay, let me retry the question. How do we set up stop limit sells on Binance? I would like to be prepared in case of a crash. We will cover that. If we come to do some buys right now on alts, we will cover that. I believe we did cover that in video 1 or potentially video 2 of the crypto challenge. You are more than welcome to go back and watch those. We provide a good explanation of it, how to set them up, and what prices to put things, and we will do the same here as well, but we won't go into as much detail. So if you want to check them out, my team Mitko, you can go open up day 1 and day 2, check out the video description. There's kind of like a time slot of where the various points are, what we talk about, so you can go and check them out there while we wait for BTC to decide which way it's going. You watched everything twice and you didn't catch the part where we spoke about stop limits? I'm pretty sure we covered it. I'm 100% certain we covered it. That's an interesting point, Jack, to have it under tutorials. That could potentially be something. Essentially, for the challenge, I was looking at possibly dedicating a lot more time to it. However, because of the market, I got to look after my own personal stack first, which has kind of taken away a lot of the time that I wanted to dedicate to preparing tutorials and stuff for the challenge. So yeah, then basically that's why kind of there hasn't been much in terms of extra material for the challenge. There's a lot of stuff on the to-do list and a lot of stuff which is planned, but again, I gotta watch the markets for myself at the moment. So there will be a lot more things coming in. So we may actually do a separate tutorial on how to set up and use stop limits to act as a stop loss, but as well to act as a sale tool potentially. Mighty Mitko, have you bought into alts yet, or are you just in BTC? Nelson coming in and saying, yep, it's video 1. Yep, I do remember that we did cover it. You bought into Ethereum right now at 794. Are you hoping to just hold Ethereum, or are you actually hoping to potentially buy into some alts as well? That is a crucial question. Ethereum looking very tasty right now. We still have 5 minutes left on this candle here. And if it does go green, then we get another nice big green after it. I will have a lot more confidence than what I do right now. Okay, Mighty. I would say just hold off for now. You got Ethereum at a great price. Just hold off buying any alts for now. If you're not signed up to the Discord server, please go and sign up to the Discord server, because we will put all the various little announcements and stuff in there. So far we are going sideways. I don't want to spend the rest of my day just sat here staring at the chart, watching it go sideways and providing minute by minute commentary. So I may consider cutting the stream soon. I have a few other things I need to do and prepare for today. I have a bit of a busy evening as well. So I'm gonna watch for another couple of candles in the background while I get on and do a few other things, and then once we have confirmation that we have that we are bounced, then we will look at buying in and doing various things there. So far the 1 hour candle still looks okay. Again, we were oversold, so now we just got to watch and see where things will go next. Mighty Mitko. Yeah, guys, if you've ever sent me a message on the Discord server and I haven't replied yet, please understand that I get a lot of messages every day, and sometimes at random points during the day I will check my phone, and the notifications will kind of disappear, and then by the time I come into my list and I'm kind of scrolling down and looking through all of the people to try and find out who sent me which message, etc., some things do get lost in the cracks. And so, you know, just don't take it personally if I don't reply to your message, and by all means, if I don't reply within 24 hours, just give me a little nudge, say, hey, I sent you a message yesterday, can you have a look at it? And of course then I will reply. For some people, they send me a message and I reply within a few seconds, if I'm actually looking at the messages at that point in time. And we are up to 99999 before the close of the candle. Now this here should give a very, very interesting beep, and we're going to keep the music quiet just to see, guys. We are at 10,000 right now, and we broke through 10,000. So those two big walls, we weren't watching them, but the two big walls have disappeared. Obviously now they are no longer there. If we scroll back down, oops, looks like it crashed here. Ah, this was the one we were looking at anyway, isn't it? Oops, not a good idea. Okay, yeah, okay, so to me now the candle is going to close above here, okay, and this is a really, really good sign. And if we come back and we look through the order book, then we should start to see a lot more support coming in. And yes, we can indeed, we can see 21 Bitcoin support up there, not really that much going further down. Okay, but at the immediate point we're seeing a lot of buy orders come in. 16 Bitcoin, you know, it's being sold on, but it's not disappearing too quickly, to be honest, unless it's just Binance lagging out. This here is a very, very good sign for me. Let's go back to the chart now and watch it here. So yes, guys, I'm just watching now. We are just observing. Let's get some music on in the background. In fact, let's change it to get something a little bit more kind of upbeat. So we're at 10,049. This is again where we actually bought. I am happy with this. I am absolutely happy with this. I'm just going to double check something. I'm just double checking, guys. I'm just watching right now. As you guys can see now, the order book has really thinned out on these sells for Bitcoin. A lot of them have been removed. People potentially realizing that we are going to go up. We have 18 Bitcoin at 10,100. And then again at 10,150, 10,200, a bit of a wall. However, in the immediate vicinity, things have thinned out a lot. Yes, we have gone back down sub 10k so far, and if we look at the support book, you can see in comparison now the amount of orders on the support compared to the resistance. There's a lot more support than there is resistance at this point in time. However, a couple of big orders could really throw us down below. Bobby saying, I wouldn't trust the book, it's full of bots. Yes, I know it's full of bots, Bobby. I've spent a lot of time bot hunting recently. I disregard any order that's kind of less than, I don't know, $100 generally in the order books, because that's where all of the bots operate. They operate in the $100 range. So I've just kind of trained my mind to ignore them. And if you come in here, you can see how many there are below. Hello, Mr. number 28 and number 24. There's a bot. Number 24 is a bot that I've been chasing for a long time. Number 28 and number 22 as well. Although I don't see Mr. number 22. So perhaps he got stuck on the sell orders, potentially. No, I don't see him here either. So it seems like one bot has maybe been renamed or redone, or his values have been adjusted. I am happy with this, guys. I have to say I am happy with this. My gut feeling is telling me that we have had our bounce. And judging by how we are performing here, I do feel that we have had a bounce. The question is now, do we buy in to alts and potentially ride them up, or do we wait a little bit longer and see if we do come back down again? I don't want to miss out on buying into the alts, so what we're actually going to do is we're going to buy in to the alts, okay? But for each one that we buy into, we're going to set a stop loss, or a stop limit technically. Okay, there are no stop losses here. But what I want to wait and see is I want to wait till one candle opens and closes above this 10,000 line. Okay, so I'm hoping we've got another 9 minutes left on here. If we come into the 5 minutes, sorry, as you guys can see, we had one 5 minute period with a massive boost, and then we've got these two other candles here right now, and then we can see how it's all looking and how it's all going. We will be looking at purchasing XRP, Walton, and Wabi, and potentially maybe a little bit of iron, but I want to monitor that throughout the day and see how it recovers, and then we may pick it up tonight during the stream. Bobby saying, in my opinion, I think we're going back down, but it will be interesting to see where it goes. If I see more confirmation, I'll put more money in. Yeah, that is why I haven't bought in yet, guys. Okay, but I am confident. The fact that we broke through and we're having these candles is giving me confidence, okay, that we have potentially broken through. And again, guys, as you become more and more, as you develop your skills and your confidence in trading, you start to realize that buying in right at the bottom and selling right at the top is not always possible. And a lot of the times it's more profitable to actually wait for a confirmation and then buy in at a slightly higher price, but guarantee that you are riding up, rather than buy in with a high risk of potentially it still crashing down. Yes, we broke through 10,000, and I know a lot of people would have gone in and immediately gone and bought a lot of stuff. However, again, I like to wait for confirmation, reduce the amount of risk. Even if I lose a tiny bit of potential profit, I haven't lost money. Okay, so it's a case of losing potential profit. You know, you could sit there all day wondering, what if? You know, the biggest question in the world, what if? What if I did this? Why didn't I do that? What if that? And this is all mental stuff that we will be covering later on this week during the challenge streams. So I would like to wait for confirmation that we are above, confirmation that we are going up nicely, and then buy back in, rather than just waiting right now, buying in, and then everything crashing around us and we're like, oh no, we lost money. How do we know? When do we confirm? A question from Jack. What I like to do is I like to wait, okay? I put a line at 10,000 because we had massive walls, as well as it being a psychological barrier, okay? If you remember, guys, we had 100 Bitcoin worth of walls at approximately 10,000. So we had it at 999,999, and we had it at 10,000 as well. I set my alert for 1 penny over, and the line is currently at $1,001. If we have opening and closing of candles at if we have opening and closing of candles above this line, it means that we broke through, okay, and we successfully kind of broke through. But so long as there are candles still hovering on the line, it could go either way. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the confirmation that we have broken through the line completely and we are no longer attached to the line. We don't have a tether to the line. We're not holding on. And then we can buy in. But at the same time, we're going to play it safe. We're going to buy in. We're going to wait for them to rise a little bit. Okay. So any alt, this is our plan for now. We will purchase the alts. Okay. We're going to purchase them at whatever price they have once I have confirmed that we have broken through. And then we will wait for them to rise slightly, okay? And what is the slight amount? The slight amount is the equivalent of the fees that we will have to cover, okay? Once they have risen above that point, I will monitor them, and then I will put in stop limits, okay? To sell them at the price that we bought them plus the fees, i.e. there's a tiny bit just to cover the fees. But I'm going to wait till they close one candle above that point before I put in that order, because essentially if I purchase and I immediately put in an order at my purchase price, within the next 30 seconds the candle could go back down and retrace a bit, trigger my stop limit, and then carry on climbing up. So that is why we will wait ever so slightly. We will wait for it to go back up. We will wait for it to break away from the point that we are at, and then we will put in our stop limits. What are we holding right now? We have a little bit of Walton, a little bit of ICX, and BTC, Bitcoin. No, we will not have tether. We will, yeah, we set up some buy orders a couple of days ago at 10,044, 10,022, because I was under the very strong belief that we will have a bounce off of 10,000. However, we didn't. We just broke straight through it, and so our orders were triggered, and effectively then, yeah, we ended up buying BTC. You want to see the numbers? I can show you the numbers. We have a bit of time. So here's the numbers. Currently we have 39 ICX, we have 11 Walton, we have 6.5 BNB and 0.092 Bitcoinus. And that is what we have right now. So as well, the reason why we didn't sell as soon as we started the stream was because if we had sold, we would have taken a $13 loss, and I think we would have sold around here, but already you can see we didn't really come down to this point too much, so it was better just to hold the position. Jack, yeah, these were orders that we set up a couple of nights ago, and we just kept them from then. We didn't adjust them. You know, I was going to keep a close eye on the charts and then adjust them if necessary. I missed the point where we broke through. I wasn't watching around this area. I saw the bounce off of 10,075. So yeah, that is why that is why we kind of didn't bother selling them after that. What is your target for the BTC buy? What do you mean, what is the target for the BTC buy? We are already in BTC, and and as a result, our target was met, but it was 10,044 and 10,022. Target to sell. We're not going to sell the BTC. We're just going to actively trade with it. We're not in a, we're not going to start holding BTC for any particular reason. It is simply just a trading coin to us. I don't really care about its value in the long term. BTC could go to 100k or it could only go to 5k this year. Doesn't really bother me that much. What we are focusing on is buying the altcoins and trading them and getting our profits from them. If, however, BTC does have another crash, then we may potentially repeat this process where we go into tether for a few days and wait for BTC to bottom out and then for it to pick back up again. We've got a minute 25 left on this candle here, and again you guys can see it's a battle between the bulls and the bears. The bears are wanting to push the price up and the bulls are keeping it down. It does look quite a bit like some consolidation has gone on recently, and that is why that is why we're kind of just waiting now for the confirmation. Goran saying, do we expect BTC to go up or down from now? I'm expecting it to go up. A lot of people still expecting it to go a little bit lower. A lot of people were expecting it to reach around this price where we reached earlier on today, and as a result, a lot of people will now start buying in and continue going back up. Jack saying, ideally we are in BTC when it rises, and as soon as it dips we get out and find alt that is about to run up. The issue is that a lot of the alts have really been hurt badly. As BTC rises, and if it rises too fast, they kind of get affected a little bit, and then if BTC drops, then they really drop hard. So we're going to monitor the situation very closely. However, we have bottomed out on a lot of alts. Okay, a lot of alts have kind of reached their bottommost price and they're like, we are not going lower than where we are right now. Okay, so that is why there is potential that the alts still could drop if BTC goes on a dip, or in fact if BTC goes on too high or too fast of a run. But I think a lot of people have been waiting a long time, and once we get this as a confirmed bounce, then it will put a lot more confidence back into it all. Jack asking, I'm confused, what are you saying regarding BTC? Why are we in it right now if we don't care whether it goes up or down? Can you explain what you mean? We are simply using BTC to buy other coins. That is our sole purpose for actually using BTC at this moment. The reason why we pulled out of it was because the market was crashing, and if we were in the altcoins, we would have lost a lot of money. If we were in BTC, there was a big potential to lose a lot of money. And so at the moment, to be honest, so long as BTC doesn't do a major crash or doesn't do a major run, then we are happy just buying and trading our altcoins. Okay, the focus of this challenge is focusing on the dollar value, not on the Satoshi value, which is another thing that traders do. So as a result, yeah, BTC for the rest of the year, it could remain around this price and it doesn't affect us. It could go up to 50,000 as some people are estimating, and it doesn't affect us. And it could also go down to 2,000 and it won't affect us, because that is not our primary target looking at the value of Bitcoin. Our primary target is to purchase alts and utilize them to maximize our profits. So long as there isn't a major market crash like it is now, we won't particularly even be looking at the value of Bitcoin. We will always hold a little bit, but only because then it will enable us to buy into other coins. We never go all in. We always maintain a little bit of buying power or Bitcoin in order to be able to go through and purchase things. Goran saying, I sold my alts for Ethereum during the crash. Do you think I should hold Ethereum or go into BTC? I have a feeling Ethereum will rise like crazy once BTC finishes a dip. Yep, Ethereum will rise like crazy, and we will possibly be picking up some Ethereum for the challenge as well. And we're probably going to introduce Ethereum as well, because a lot of people are looking at moving across to Ethereum as a trading pair rather than Bitcoin for a trading pair, due to the stability and the overall growth of Ethereum, whereas for Bitcoin, its growth, the growth of Bitcoin is solely based on the market value. That is the only thing that's providing growth to Bitcoin, how much people are willing to pay for it. Whereas a coin like Ethereum, which is also another trading pair, the project itself is continuously developing, and there are continuously adjustments, modifications, and improvements done to the Ethereum platform. And as a result, you know, Ethereum will have a greater growth, or a much stronger growth, because it's supported by something other than people's willingness to buy at a certain price. Got a question here from Samty on the Discord chat saying, so now we are waiting for a beautiful green candle to end above 10k. This will be our confirmation. Yes. Jack saying, I think it will affect us all. If BTC goes up, alts will go up too. Alts are correlated to BTC. Look when BTC was at 19k and alts were at all-time highs. Yes, it does. But for us, in terms of the challenge, we will still continue trading and alts will still continue gaining. If BTC was to absolutely flatline, okay, if BTC was to become a flat line and just continue at one price throughout the rest of the year, alts will still gain. And that is why we choose the strong alts, which have the potential for the maximum gain, rather than just random alts for the sake of making money. So, using that ideology and using that premise, that is why if Bitcoin goes up, okay, to 50k, it doesn't matter, okay? We will still be trading, we will still be buying and selling alts, we will still potentially introduce long holds, etc. But for us personally, we don't really care what happens to Bitcoin, so long as we have our coins. And eventually, if Bitcoin continues doing this, guys, people will stop trading in Bitcoin and they will move over to Ethereum pairs, or they will move over to Neon pairs. And so as a result, that is why, you know, that is why we are doing what we are doing. Bobby says, hasn't John been saying that with a low amount, the best thing to do is go all in on something and swing it? Why do you think it would be different with such a small starting value? That is John's opinion, and John has a much larger appetite for risk. However, because I know that a lot of people won't be able to handle essentially the losses if something goes down. For example, for Walton, a lot of people were swinging it, and a lot of people bought at where was the previous point here? A lot of people were swinging it and they bought anywhere from kind of 25,000 up to 27,000, and then they got stuck mid-swing. And as it kind of went down over the last few days, a lot of people went all in and they held their position, and it got hit very, very, very hard. And that's why we spread our coins. That's why we go through, even from now, even though we don't have much money, we are spreading our coins. When we purchased in for the beginning of the challenge, we had XRP, and we can even come here. I don't know where our other sheet went. Let me just open up the trades, and then you guys can see the crypto challenge, and we can check out our values, the trades that we did at the beginning. Okay, so in the beginning we bought a whole bunch of XRP, Walton and ICX. If we had just bought into Walton and ICX, we would have been at a major loss. Now this sheet hasn't been updated in a while, okay? It still says Walton here is 27,000. And if I come down in now and I put in 0.0020, okay, Walton would have been at a 30% loss. We would have been really, really screwed for the whole period, okay? We wouldn't be back. We are currently at approximately where we were. We are only 3% down. But if we had gone all in on Walton from the beginning, guys, we would be minus 30%. We would be all the way down to $1,000 and we would be crying because it is a pain in the ass. So instead, what we did was we spread our coins out over these three here, okay, XRP, Walton, and ICX. And then Walton and ICX didn't really go into good profit. We purchased more Walton and more ICX. We purchased again even more ICX as it dipped lower, more Walton as it dipped lower, more XRP as it dipped lower, and so we spread our eggs in different bags. Okay, and we still made some very, very good profits, guys. Okay, if you have a look at some of the numbers that we made some beautiful profits. Okay, and it's just the last few days that have kind of really started to take us back down again because we are holding these coins and how they have dropped in value. Effectively, looking through at our daily, and if we look through from approximately here, okay, so these last few days, we had a couple of days of good gains, but then we had big days of big losses. And the reason why is because Walton and ICX were both dropping in that period of time. And that is why it's better to spread into several coins, but several strong coins, rather than just going all in on one coin. However, and this is however, as you become, as you start to have long holds and as you start to have a lot more things, and as soon as you learn how to deal with all of the stresses and learn how to deal with all of the issues and the challenges that you will face when you start to see red, then you can start to put more money into one coin or put more money into just two coins, and you can start to do it like that. Okay, this is again why, you know, we kind of say that there's different traders who have different approaches and different views and different ways of doing things. And that's why it's good as well that in the challenge, it's not just one trader who's just coming out and doing their own thing. There are multiple traders. And if you guys want to see the team, you can head over to the website, which is linked in the video description. Everyone has a different background and everyone has a different way of trading. And that is why as well, this is a good opportunity for you guys to learn all of the different ways and to find out the different ways. But in order to keep everyone safe, because we have a lot of very new traders here, in order to keep everyone safe, we are trying to take the safest route possible, okay? The one with the least risk of losing money. And that is what we are presenting, and that is what we are doing for the challenge. Jack asking, will we be focusing on small mid-cap alts later on when the market picks up, as they often bring in much higher returns than high market cap? Yes, we will be doing a mixture. For now, we are focusing just on short-term investments. We are not looking at long-term investments yet. We will look at longer term down the line, and we will look at picking up some longer term, and potentially, depending on how we do in the challenge, we may even look at picking up an ICO. Just one, just as a learning experience for everyone. But we will also talk about how to pick out coins, how to pick out which ICOs, how to review them, etc. For now, we are looking at XRP, because XRP has some news due out, I believe, in the next week or so, and it should have some major gains. It's below $1, okay? It's below $1 right now, and so yeah, we wanna pick it up, because as soon as Bitcoin starts to recover, XRP should start to get some beautiful recovery. We can potentially look at, again, another 20 to 30% recovery on there. Walton has a lot of potential for the next week. WTC, we are looking at potentials for around 60% to 70% profit in the next kind of 2 to 3 weeks on that. Wabi as well is a good long-term project as well. They have some news coming out. AION, I'm still reviewing it. We're not going to buy into it yet, but LTC is a good coin that has shown some very good strength and resilience during this BTC dip. So we will be picking that up literally for a short term, just to try and get a few extra dollars. What are our target prices to sell? We don't have any target prices yet. We monitor them on a day-to-day basis, and we check out what is happening with them, and we see what the news is about them, and we kind of work out everything as we go along. So we don't do buy and sell targets. Okay, we analyze them on a day-to-day basis, and we work off of that. What about ETC? They have a hard fork soon. Yeah, I know a lot of coins with hard forks and everything, and I don't like to buy a coin just for the sake of a fork, because the price gets pumped up really high and then it gets dumped afterwards. And while you could kind of buy it to ride up the wave, you got to be very careful, because you don't actually know where the target is going to be. And because we're not streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we are only doing, you know, a few hours every single day. We don't want to encourage people to go in and buy it, and then we end up selling at a particular point and people missing out on that. So for hard fork related stuff, we're probably not going to be doing them. We may potentially, guys, we may do some swing trading at some point in the future if we find a good opportunity to swing trade, but we're not going to actively do it every single day, because swing trading is something that requires you to essentially be there and watch the charts and buy and sell. For those of you coming from another industry or another market, sorry, such as Forex or commodities or stocks or anything, swing trading in crypto is generally a lot shorter time than in crypto than it is in the other one. So a swing trade could be anywhere from 15 minutes up to a couple or a few hours in crypto, whereas traditionally in the other markets you're looking at maybe potentially multiple days. Whereas day trading in crypto is used to describe somebody who sits there trading all day, whereas in the other markets, day trading is somebody who does it as a full-time and sits there and buys generally for longer investments than a swing. Sorry, a shorter investment than a swing. Jack saying, are there announcements before you purchase coins so we can buy in at the same price? We try to do them on screen. If not, then we'll just put it in the announcements on the Discord server, and people can follow along there. Okay, so yeah, we're just hovering around the line right now. Ah, Bitcoin, you love doing this to me, don't you? But so far it's good that we have gone above and below the line several times. The way that I like to look at it is that we're clearing out the trash from that line. So there's no longer support or resistance directly at that line, which should then allow us to have some major movements. I do feel confident. I do feel confident that we are going to go back up. Now I do feel that we have bounced. But again, this is just a feeling and we could be wrong. I'm just going to flip the screen, guys, so that I can make some purchases on my own personal account. So you'll still hear the music, but you won't hear my voice and you won't see anything on the screen. I am still here and I'll be back in maybe just a couple of minutes. And I'm back. Alright. What's our confirmation again for BTC, and which alts are we buying? Our confirmation was that we stay above this line for a while and we see how that all goes. It doesn't look too good right now. Looks like we may actually come back down and bounce a little bit more. So I'm just being a little bit cautious. We've got 6 minutes left on this candle here. If this candle does close red right now, then potentially it may take us a little bit while longer to come back up again. And as I did say, it's already 5 p.m. in the afternoon, my local time, and as a result we may potentially just hold off the stream. We may cut the stream if we are just going to go back down for another hour or so. CryptoBird saying, what did you buy? For the challenge, we haven't bought anything yet. What did I buy for myself? Secret coins. I picked up some, I put in orders for some Ethereum, some Litecoin and Walton. And a couple of other little ones. Goran saying, I love the Secret Coins project, looks very good at the moment. Yeah, it's a very good project, it's a very strong team behind it as well. Be interesting to see how it develops. Maya on the Discord server saying, Mr. Techie, can you put an announcement when you buy something? On what price and how much? I gotta go and can't watch stream longer. Yep, of course, Maya. We will do that as always. Bruce, I don't know the coin MCP. I don't like to look at charts for coins that I don't know because I have no idea. I have no idea about it. Oh, MCP, sorry. Oh, there we go. God. I thought MCP was the coin. What do you think about MCP's take on Ether right now? It doesn't seem too good. I don't know. I just reading the title. I'm not going to open it up on screen because I don't have permission to put it on the streams. I have my own strong opinions about Ethereum. If he doesn't believe in them, then that is okay. But in terms for the longer term, I believe Ethereum is very, very strong. Bruce, the thing is, it could have formed a head and shoulders because it has been following BTC for a while, and as a result then it could have actually done that. Yep, so I don't know, we're gonna see right now. I'm still here, guys. I'm just monitoring the chart and also checking up on a few other things as well. Going sideways. I'm in the middle of doing something, so you guys can keep on watching the chart, listening to the music. If I notice anything major, I will come back and speak to you. Sam saying, have there been any significant profits made since the start? Yes, we have made some profits on some coins and other coins not so much, but we have been in a bit of a difficult bear market. So overall, we're not really concerned. There's still plenty of time to come back up to our targets and to continue to make lots of profits, Sam. Again guys, just interesting candles. I'm just leaving it on screen now for you all to watch and see, and I will provide an update if something major happens. Okay guys, it just looks like BTC is just going to keep on going sideways and sideways. I'm going to cut the stream here, because otherwise we could just be sat here for a few hours and I need to go off and do a few other things as well. So I'm going to say to you guys, head over to the Discord server. The link is on the website, and the link to the website is in the video description. Check it out, check out the trading room, and you can follow in there and you can see what is currently happening on everything, and you can place a buying decision based on that. Unfortunately, this evening I will be out for a few hours. If BTC makes a move before I leave, I will make an announcement in the Discord server, and I'll also put it on Twitter that there is an announcement in the Discord server, but there will not be a stream, as I have, again, I said I've got a lot of things to look after and to prepare for this evening. But of course we will have the live stream as usual at 7 p.m. CET, or indeed at 1 a.m. sorry, 7 p.m. EST or 1 a.m. CET. So be sure to join in then. But for now guys, we're going to cut the stream because we don't want to spend too long just sitting around watching a chart bouncing along a line. So I will catch you all a little bit later on. Take care.